Look, another deer. Got him. Hickok here. Shooting is shooting. I have done a crazy archery video or two. I thought maybe I'd do a little real shooting. Shoot some bullets that we can get back. They're less expensive. And this is my longbow, Hummingbird longbow. That's my target. For those naive ones among us, gullible ones among us, let me point out the deer is not real. Okay, the deer is not real. They tend to not stand like that, I think, after they've been hit with a couple of arrows. Not that I've ever done it before, but I don't think they would stand there and let you do that. So I'm going to take a few shots and just give some real basics about traditional archery. Not make a long, drawn-out affair of it, but I've not really done this yet for YouTube. All I've done is some stupid shooting through my car that I did. It seems like years ago, and probably I'll take that one down. But anyway, this is a longbow. It is, again, a Hummingbird bow made by Ben Graham in Charlotte, North Carolina. Great bow. You can see that beautiful Bacote wood. Beautiful, gorgeous bow. It is a custom bow, and he does wonderful work. It's a sweet shooter, no vibration, just a nice bow. And I'm shooting Easton aluminum arrows. I know I should be shooting wood. These are 2117s. I know that because I will get questions about everything I use. So these are Easton 2117s. I put these together myself. I cut them off and put the fletching on and the nocks and the tips and everything. And that's about all I do. I didn't make the bow. I'm not that skilled. I can string it and I can sight them in. So, a couple of basics. If you've never shot a traditional bow, it's a little different than shooting a compound bow with all the wheels and pulleys. I have done that too. I started out with one of those about 10 years ago, I guess. Thought it looked like fun. Friends of mine had been trying to get me to try it. I picked one up one day and that fit me, and had the peep sight and everything, and it's just like shooting a rifle. You know, I had a dollar-sized group, silver dollar-sized group at about 15-20 yards. It was just easy. So that's what got me into it. I thought, that is great, that's fun. And it was fun, but another friend of mine was always shooting traditional, and I just somehow felt like I was missing out on something. And it's much more of a challenge, but once you practice it and mess with it a little while, you get to where you hit well enough that it's just a lot more fun. It's like throwing darts, if you've ever done that. It's just addictive. You just throwing rocks. Shooting a pistol, have you ever done that? It just gets addictive. Lots of fun. So that's what this is. So a couple of basics that I might go over here quickly is, and again, this is what I do. You guys that are professional archers, been doing this all your life maybe, can pick it apart. But basically, if you have ever picked up a bow and you've put an arrow on it, maybe you were at camp somewhere. See if I can shoot that airplane down. You were at camp somewhere and you remember the arrow falling off the string and you getting frustrated, bouncing on the concrete or the pavement. One of the things that has always helped, I think, is if you hold the bow horizontal like that, lay the arrow on there, on the shelf, knock it on the string, and let gravity be your friend. That's why I always tell young archers or inexperienced people, just let gravity be your friend. If you're holding that thing up like that, it's rolling off the shelf and the arrows are flopping around and everything else. So start out like that. Go ahead and grip the bow as if you're ready to shoot it. And then just lay the arrow on there and then get a hold of it. And I use the 3 fingers under style. Some people, use a split finger like that, but I put my fingers under it. So you might notice that. And then pick it up. The arrow's not going anywhere. Let me get my stance a little bit better. I lock my left elbow. And you want to pull the string back, have a knock point on your jaw there somewhere right there where you can index every time you shoot. That's important. If you don't pull, think about it, the physics of this, if you don't pull the string back the exact same distance every time, like that, it's just like loading pistol bullets with varying amounts of powder. One you have 5 grains of powder, one you have 7 grains of powder. Because if that string is an inch further back or an inch less than the previous shot, then you have a lot less power on it. That arrow is going to go into a different point of aim. Okay. Now you don't have a sight on these, so it's more or less instinct shooting. You're just looking at the target, just like throwing darts. And if you do it enough, you get to where you can hit pretty well. Notice that, well, I've got you in this position. When I pull this string back to my jaw, my knuckles right there against that jawbone. Okay, now I just open my hand. I just open my hands, what I do. That's the goal. Okay, let me go get these arrows. Let me step over the dog here. Okay, Ginger. Now, if you're not familiar with these animals, this is a foam deer. Notice he's not real. He doesn't get excited if I grab his mouth or anything there. They're fun to shoot because you can pull the arrows out pretty easily. You probably have seen these, even if you've never been into archery, you've probably seen these at the local Bass Pro Shop or sporting goods store. They have an insert like that you can replace. So once you shoot, I just have bought this one recently. I've worn out a couple. That way you can just replace the insert there. That's supposed to be the kill zone. And if you're hitting there a lot, that tends to wear out sooner. So there's no reason to buy a whole new deer generally if you just need to replace that. So that's pretty handy. And these make nice targets. Even though I don't hunt, it's kind of fun to pretend hunt and shoot a piece of foam that looks like a deer rather than just a I don't know, piece of styrofoam or something. So that's always fun. So we got him standing there in front of the tree, and I wasn't shooting that far away. And again, I don't really hunt, but I have friends who do, and I know that you don't want to take a shot at a deer with anything or any kind of game if you're a hunter where you are not very sure you're going to hit it. You know your own skill. If that's the furthest away I can be, if I were hunting, and at that distance I would feel pretty comfortable, then that's okay. But I'm sure, and again, I'm not a hunter, I'm sure though if old Bambi comes walking through those woods over there at 50 yards, 45 yards, it must be awfully tempting. If he just stands and looks at you, it must be really tempting to take a shot. And of course, any good hunter is not going to do that if they know that their range is 20 yards or whatever. Okay. Now on a foam deer, I can take more chances if I want to, except I don't want to lose my arrows. They run $6-8 a piece, even making them yourself. So let's back on up a little bit more on these shots. Let's go back here to about, that was, I don't know, here's probably around 20. Let's go back about 25, 30 yards. No need to lose my arrows. I'll move over here just a little bit so I'm not shooting over the dog. This is pretty safe stuff, but okay, Ginger, you stay put. Ooh, just a little low there. And notice I'm locking my left arm. At least I am. I know some people don't. Boom. And I'm just letting my fingers loose. Because if I pluck that string and I don't let loose quickly and smoothly, then it's going to shoot left. It's kind of like shooting a pistol, isn't it? Okay. And it's a lot of fun. It's fun to be able to hit that, just like throwing darts. Boom. Okay, I think I was out of the zone there. For me, if I hit the foam, hit the deer anywhere, I consider it a good hit. Although I'm trying to put them in that area there. Again, lay that on there horizontally, bring it up. Boom. It works beautifully. And now you never want to dry fire a bow. You may know that already. Messing around, just let that go, it can break the bow. And what else about it? Let me show you again. See my arrows. From this angle, I want the knuckle of my thumb is going to come back right here on that jawbone. And that's where I want to shoot from every time. My left arm is locked. If I release from that position every time, I'm going to have about the same velocity. Okay, pretty darn close. You don't have any sights, so you got to get everything right. right? And let me turn from this direction. Notice my grip, right? Lock that arm, pull it back, just like that. I don't have an arrow on, but that's kind of what it looks like. This happens to be a 50-pound bow, by the way. It's 66 inches, which is longer than many longbows. Again, it's a Kingfisher by Hummingbird. Right? This I picked up in Cloverdale at a national archery shoot. Not that I'm a great shot. I didn't even shoot in that match. I just went up there mainly to look at bows, and that's where I met Ben Graham and got into his bows. This is a Alaska bow hunting supply glove. I like those. This is a Dave's Quiver from Three Rivers Archery. I've had all this for 6-8 years. I just started shooting one of these, if I didn't say it, 8 years ago. So I'm kind of new to this, but it's a lot of fun. Let me get these arrows back and just take up more shots. This target is a river bottom buck I picked up at Bass Pro. I'm really bad, I know, in my videos about not identifying everything, and then I get 40 emails asking me what this is and what that was and what I was wearing and everything else, so I'm going to try to do better in the future on that sort of thing. Now, you can also have fun just shooting up close. That's the nice thing about archery. You do want to have a good backstop until you learn to shoot. Now, when I first got the traditional bow 8 years ago, I put up a big block target, and I was about this far from it. And I was so pleased when I hit it 4 or 5 times in a row. It was just so fun. And then I would just back up a little bit. But you can shoot from right here. You can get one of these things and have at it. See, there's nothing you're going to hurt. Boom. So, lots of fun, lots of fun. Traditional archery, this is a longbow as opposed to a recurve. A lot of people shoot a recurve, which has more wood in it, and you may already know that. And those of you who do a lot of this, I'm not telling you anything, because if you're into archery, traditional archery at all, you probably, it's hard to be into it just a little bit. You have to know all this stuff, how to string your bow and get it sighted in and get the right arrows, and you have to reach a certain level of proficiency before it's really any fun, or you just give up on it and quit, I think. But it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. And I haven't lost an arrow in maybe a year. So once you get your arrows made, or you buy your arrows, it's pretty inexpensive and a great deal of fun. So that's Hickok with the traditional bow. Just another kind of shooting. I'm just a shooter at heart, and I'm glad you could come over to the archery range and be here with me a little bit. Y'all take care.